I'd like to show you how easy it is to create an assignment or a quiz within the A&P Revealed. So first I'm going to sign in and log into my course, and I'm going to add an assignment. Now for today I'm going to use the question bank, and since our first unit is nervous positions, body orientation, and the back, let's choose a few questions from there. So body orientation, we're going to select that first. And let's just ask about planes within the body. So here's an example of what the question will look like. And the students will drag the boxes over to the appropriate area. So let's add this question as an individual question for our test. I don't think we need a lot of questions on that. So let's go to the muscular system and look at some of the back muscles that the students will be learning. So we're going to go to the list. So again, we can identify specifically what we're looking for. We're going to go to section, and we're going to focus on the back and hit filter results. And you can see that there's 6 questions in the question bank regarding this, and they're labeling as well. But let's take a look here at one before we choose if we're going to use this style. So in this instance, there's a highlighted muscle, and then the students will choose one of the muscles listed and drag it and drop it to show that that is the one that they choose. So let's choose that question. And let's say we really want to focus on the back muscles for this assessment. So what we're going to do is we can check that, and that'll choose all of those questions and then add them. And I know you'll say, well, we already chose one, but it won't reduplicate that. All right, so let's choose a few questions from the nervous system, see if we can get a variety of styles, because so far we've only had labeling questions. So we're going to go to section again, and let's choose brain this time and filter. So this time we're getting some multiple choice questions, and let's pick something. Oh, let's pick medulla oblongata. And this is what that question will look like. It's going to have that same highlighted area. This time the students are going to click in which one they choose. Let's add that question. Okay. We're going to go back and let's choose spinal cord and filter. And I like the cauda equina question because it seems like the students miss it, especially on the cadavers. So again, it's a multiple choice question, and we're going to add that question. So there's our 10 questions that we've chosen. Now, if you decided you wanted to take away one of the labeling questions, you could create your own question. And let's say you're going to create a short answer. Okay. Actually have to go into a different browser to do that. By the way, it's not available on Chrome, and I started this in Chrome, so let's switch over here and finish it in. Okay, so here's our question. Again, it's going to load. And we want to ask them, let's say, how many pairs of spinal nerves emerge from the spinal cord? And of course the answer is 31, but we'll put, for it to display, there are 31 pairs. And It'll be 31 in case I just type in 31. Okay, and we don't need to do any of those other things, but let's go into the details because I do want to provide them a reference that is available on page 36 of their grind textbook. So they'll be able to see that feedback as well. And then we'll save our question and go back. And then we'll see when it loads into our question that now we have 11 questions when we had intended only to do 10. So let's go to our list. And I also notice here that they've given 10 points. We don't want to do that. We want to do a point per question. So we want the whole exam to be just 10 points. So we can go back in and just delete one of these questions. So that way we're back to 10-point quiz. Okay, so now we're going to review. Of course, we want to name it. So let's name it Unit 1 Pretest. And if we had specific directions for the students, we could add it in here, but we don't. And because I'm preparing this in advance, I want it to actually be available once the semester is started. So I'm going to put it on August 31st. And let's have it open at 7 a.m. And we're going to give them a week to complete it, which actually will be a little over a week because that will be a Labor Day holiday for them. And we can change how we want them submitted. I don't want to give them the opportunity to do late submissions, so I'm going to check automatically submit when it's due. So they'll get a 0 if they don't complete it. And it's going to be a quiz. And we want it to stay as authored by myself. And I haven't loaded my student list yet, so I can't really assign it, but I will save and exit. And then you'll see it here in the Unit 1 pretest area. Now, when it is assigned, I can click here and I can keep track of how many of my students have completed it. That one question that I wrote, I will have to go in and review and grade that question myself. And we can also share and copy that exam, so we could do that for all of the sections. So each GTA could take a unit and make an assignment and then share it with all the GTAs, so that way that would save time if we needed to do that the first semester. So that is how to make a quiz or an assignment within AMP Revealed. Let me know if you have further questions, and good luck.